Ever felt like you're surrounded by selfish people? That guy who cuts in line, the coworker who steals your ideas, or the friend who's always a no-show when you need help? But what if we told you Stoicism offers powerful tactics for handling these situations with grace and wisdom? Stick around as we dive into the world of Stoicism and discover powerful tactics for dealing with selfish people that might just change your life. Tactic 1. Change your perspective. The first Stoic tactic we're going to look at is all about changing our perspective. When we encounter selfish behavior, our initial reaction is often to feel offended or angry, but the Stoics teach us to take a step back and look at the situation differently. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple idea is incredibly powerful when dealing with selfish people. Instead of getting upset about someone's behavior, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. Let's say a coworker takes credit for your idea in a meeting. Rather than immediately getting angry, we can pause and consider. Maybe they're feeling insecure about their own contributions, or perhaps they didn't realize they were doing it. By changing our perspective, we can respond more calmly and effectively. Tactic 2. Focus on what you can control. Our next tactic is all about focusing on what we can control. This is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and it's incredibly useful when dealing with selfish people. The truth is, we can't control other people's behavior. What we can control is our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. When faced with a selfish person, instead of trying to change them, which is often futile and frustrating, we can focus on our own response. We can choose to remain calm, to communicate clearly, and to set healthy boundaries. By shifting our focus to what we can control, we regain our power in the situation. Tactic 3. Practice empathy. Now, this might sound counterintuitive when we're talking about dealing with selfish people, but hear us out. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all human beings. By practicing empathy, we're not excusing selfish behavior. Instead, we're trying to understand where it might be coming from. Maybe the person is going through a tough time, or perhaps they never learned how to consider others' needs. This understanding can help us respond with compassion rather than anger. For instance, if you have a family member who always makes demands without considering your schedule, try to understand why. Are they lonely? Do they have trouble asking for help directly? This empathy can guide you towards a more constructive conversation about boundaries and mutual respect. Tactic 4. Cultivate inner strength. The Stoics placed great importance on developing inner strength and resilience. They believed that by cultivating virtues like courage, wisdom, and self-control, we could face any challenge life throws our way, including dealing with selfish people. When we have a strong sense of self and clear values, we're less likely to be rattled by others' selfish behavior. We can stand firm in our principles without being aggressive or unkind. This inner strength allows us to respond to selfishness with calm assertiveness rather than emotional reactivity. Tactic 5. Practice mindfulness. While the term mindfulness might sound modern, the concept aligns closely with Stoic teachings. The Stoics emphasize the importance of being present in the moment and aware of our thoughts and reactions. When dealing with selfish people, mindfulness can be a powerful tool. It allows us to notice our emotional reactions as they arise, giving us the opportunity to choose our response rather than reacting on autopilot. For instance, the next time someone cuts in front of you in line, try to notice your initial surge of anger. Instead of immediately confronting them, take a deep breath. Is it worth getting upset over? Maybe they didn't see you, or perhaps they're in a genuine rush. This moment of mindfulness gives you the space to choose a calm and appropriate response. Tactic 6. Use negative visualization. This might sound a bit strange, but the Stoics practice something called negative visualization. This involves imagining worst-case scenarios to appreciate what we have and prepare for challenges. When it comes to dealing with selfish people, we can use this tactic to mentally prepare ourselves. By imagining difficult interactions before they happen, we can plan our responses and reduce our emotional reactivity when we actually face these situations. For example, before a family gathering with a relative who tends to make everything about themselves, take a moment to visualize the scenario. Imagine them dominating the conversation or making insensitive comments. Then think about how you'd ideally like to respond, maybe by gently steering the conversation to include others or by setting a clear boundary. This mental preparation can help you stay calm and respond effectively when the real situation arises. Tactic 7. Practice gratitude. Gratitude was another key aspect of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that by appreciating what we have, we can find contentment regardless of external circumstances, including the behavior of others. When dealing with selfish people, gratitude can help shift our focus from their negative behavior to the positive aspects of our lives. This doesn't mean we ignore or accept selfish behavior, but rather that we don't let it overshadow everything else. For instance, if you have a friend who often cancels plans at the last minute, instead of dwelling on your frustration, try to focus on gratitude for the friends who are reliable. This can help maintain your positive outlook and emotional balance, making you better equipped to address the issue constructively with your unreliable friend. Tactic 8. Seek to teach, not punish. The Stoics believed in the power of reason and education. They saw ignorance, not malice, as the root of most negative behavior. This perspective can be incredibly helpful when dealing with selfish people. Instead of trying to punish or get back at someone for their selfish behavior, we can seek to educate them about the impact of their actions. This doesn't mean lecturing or preaching, but rather having open, honest conversations and leading by example. Tactic 9. Practice patience. Patience was considered a virtue by the Stoics, and it's a crucial skill when dealing with selfish people. Change rarely happens overnight, and it's important to remember that we're all works in progress. When trying to address selfish behavior in others, we need to be patient. It takes time for people to recognize their behavior and make changes. By practicing patience, we can maintain our composure and continue to respond constructively, even if we don't see immediate results. Tactic 10. Know when to walk away. While the Stoics emphasized endurance and resilience, they also recognized the importance of knowing when to remove ourselves from harmful situations. This is an essential tactic when dealing with persistently selfish or toxic individuals. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, a person's selfish behavior doesn't change and continues to negatively impact our well-being. In these cases, the wisest course of action might be to limit our interaction with that person or, in extreme cases, to end the relationship altogether. For example, if you have a friend who consistently takes advantage of your kindness and shows no regard for your feelings, despite multiple conversations about it, it might be time to reevaluate the friendship. Remember, setting boundaries and prioritizing your own well-being isn't selfish. It's necessary for maintaining your mental and emotional health. Tactic 11. Reflect and learn. The Stoics placed great emphasis on self-reflection and continuous learning. They believed that every experience, even negative ones, could be an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. When dealing with selfish people, take time to reflect on these interactions. What can you learn from them? How did you handle the situation? Are there areas where you could improve your response? For instance, after a challenging interaction with a selfish colleague, you might reflect on how well you maintained your composure, whether you communicated your boundaries clearly, or if there were any moments where you could have responded more effectively. This reflection can help you refine your approach for future interactions. These Stoic tactics can be real game changers when it comes to dealing with selfish people. We'd love to hear about your experiences. Drop a comment below and let us know which tactic you found most helpful, or share your own story of dealing with a selfish person. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical wisdom for navigating life's challenges, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that bell icon to stay notified about our latest uploads. We've got plenty more insights coming your way that you won't want to miss.